Today we'll discuss risk breakdown structure, what it is, its purpose, and how you can implement in your projects to enhance risk management. The risk breakdown structure is a hierarchical decomposition of potential sources of a risk in a project. It'll give you a very structured and a comprehensive framework for identifying, assessing, and managing risk. An effectively implemented RBS will help you in categorization of the risk. It'll give you a very well defined categories of the risk, making it easier for you to organize and analyze them. It will also help you ensure that you look at the risk across all the domains of the project. It provides a uniform framework for you to evaluate and prioritize risk. And of course, being project managers, you will be able to proactively look at the risk sources and think about the mitigation strategies. Let's look at the structure of a typical RBS. The first is level 0. This is the root node that represents all the project risks. Next is level 1, which is the major risk categories such as technical risk, management risk, or commercial risks. Level 2 and below are subcategories and specific risk sources under each major category. For example, consider an RBS for a financial management system. At level 0, we have all project risk. At level 1, we've got technical risk. And within technical risk, we got level 2, which is risk related to requirements such as incomplete or inadequate requirements, or changing requirements, or stakeholders misunderstanding requirements. This hierarchical structure will ensure that the risks are decomposed into manageable and actionable components. Of course, the design of an RBS will vary based on your project, industry, or sector. For example, in financial sector, the risk might include compliance or regulatory risk. In construction, the risk could focus on safety or material availability. And in software development, risk might emphasize more on the technology compatibility. Regardless of the industry, the RBS must be comprehensive and you should tailor it to identify the relevant sources of risk for your specific project. If you use an RBS, obviously it gives you a clarity and a standardization. You have this common language to discuss risk categories across multiple projects. At an organization level, this gives leaders and senior managers a very good oversight into the categories across multiple projects, and they can prioritize on addressing high priority areas. And by highlighting common risk sources across multiple projects in an organization, it'll help you in making strategic decisions to mitigate risk. Overall, an RBS offers a very targeted insight into specific risk categories that enables you and your team to address those risks. Now, let's talk about how to develop an RBS. The first step is to look at your organizational assets. You look at maybe your lessons learned that you have from previous projects, historical data, and find out existing risk categories. You will consider your industry specific risk, identify categories that are relevant to the project or sector that you're operating in. Then you'll engage with stakeholders. It could be your project team members, subject matter, or give you risks that are unique to the project. Then you will validate and refine. Basically, you need to make sure that the RBS is relevant. Another important point about RBS is the categories should be mutually exclusive but collectively exhaustive. So there should not be any overlaps in the categories. What might help you is having certain visual representations like mind maps, visual frameworks that can help you in communicating the RBS. And make sure that you're regularly updating the RBS throughout the project life cycle because the risks are going to evolve. An effective RBS is just not a paper based exercise, it has to be usable and valuable. Do not overcomplicate the structure so that it is difficult to maintain. Focus on practicality and the relevance. Use a template if you have, but certainly I would recommend that you tailor the template. In summary, the risk breakdown structure is a tool that will give you a clear framework for risk identification, assessment, and mitigation. It will help you with better decision making and help you and the team to organize and address risk proactively. Please refer to the article linked in the description on risk breakdown structure. Thank you.